Hello readers! In this video we will be discussing Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. This is honestly one of those beautifully written books that I think everyone should read. This is a middle grade, but I will recommend this for adults, young adults, middle grade people? Welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about this book because I actually got it as an audiobook. It's on script if you're interested. I will have links for everything down below if you're interested of getting it, because I really think you should read it. So let's get started with a little bit of like a resume, right? This book is about a young girl called Jude who has to leave Syria and go to the US to live. He lives with her mom and he has to leave behind her brother and father. So in this book we're following this little girl, but we are exploring a ton of really important subjects, especially right now, that are going on the US. Number one, immigration. Immigration is a really big problem right now, and I think that with stories like this that talk about the experience of a young lady that is really different, that she's learning to speak English, we have that barrier that she has to go through, judgmental people, another barrier that she has to go through, in a part of the book where she has to put a hijab, obviously that brings attention to people, and it's nice and important. I was really educated by this, by the way, because I didn't know a lot about the hijab things. Now I think I understand what is going on, why they use it, and a lot of people think that because they're using one of them, it's like, you don't have to do it if you are in the US, you are free and you can take that off, and it's not like that at all. A lot of people and a lot of young girls and women decide to wear it because it's their choice and they like it and it signifies a lot to them. It is a way for them to feel closer to home. It is a way to express a lot of different things, and it was just really beautifully written. Again, I think it's a really educational book in the form of a really beautifully written story. And just like that little thing, it really brings to your attention a ton of different things. So if you decide to read this, definitely do it with your kid, because the amount of information that they will get, it's amazing. I think they will learn also empathy through this book, which it does in a part of the book talk a little bit about the hatred that they get, and they talk about terrorism and how that affects them a lot when they're living in a different part of the world. People look at them and point at them and judge them and say that it's their fault when it really isn't, and the ones that are suffering the most because of these attacks are themselves, really. They are the ones living in the middle of the freaking war. So yes, it is really eye-opening as well. Totally recommend this book. This has just become one of my absolute favorite middle grades because it does has a really powerful idea and a really powerful subject behind it that, again, I think everyone should read. Now, with this book, we not only see all of this happening, but we are following her journey. Her brother was left behind because he becomes a rebel, so he is fighting in the war to free people, to make sure that they live in a freer, independent world. And it's just so heartbreaking. Like, a lot of the moments in this book are definitely heartbreaking, but I think that is what the point of this is, to create empathy and to create people to actually care about what is going on, and for them to understand the gravity, and that is not just something happening far, far away that no one cares about. I also thought that was really well written in this. There's just a lot of little things that you can get out from this. For example, this girl is talking about, no one cares. Like, these terrorist attacks, this war happens all the time in Syria, where I'm from. Like, every single day you live scared of something like this happening, and no one in the world cares. But when it happens somewhere else, when these attacks are happening in the US, or another like more important for other people place, then they start getting angry, and it's not just really educating themselves into what is actually happening. They just point fingers at everyone and say they should go back, we hate them because they're bringing this into the world, and they don't realize, again, that the ones that are suffering are the people that are actually in the war. Hi guys, future me here. I'm editing my video and I just want to say that I am not trying to diminish or make less of the terrorist attack that happened in the US or anywhere else in the world. It's obviously terrible and we do need to talk about it, be educated. I am just giving the review from like also the point of view of the main character, which is this little girl called Jude. This is like the impression that it gives when you read the book. So I'm talking about that, obviously not trying to diminish it because it is important and it is something that yes, it happens. It would sadly, I think, continue happening because like the book is also trying to say, I think it is a way for them to call attention to their cause, sadly, and I do not think that terrorism is the way to do it. And obviously I'm not just trying to like diminish that with my review. I just wanted to say that. So definitely a lot of interesting things to learn from this book, as well as really lovely characters that I think everyone will enjoy reading about and getting to know through the book. I normally like to do like a little review of the book, then have the good things about the book, then the bad things about the book, but I honestly don't find anything bad about this book. Like, it was absolutely amazing. I do have to say some trigger warnings at the end, especially if you are reading this to young little kids. It does have some strong topics, like I said. I think they are really nicely, beautifully put. Like, it's not anything super expressive, or you will see a little bit of the war that people are going through, but it's not explicitly explained. There's nothing gory, there's nothing that not really like a trigger warning, but it is a little bit on the darker side. It is not a girl going through a fairy tale and living happily ever after. You do follow a lot of the struggles that this girl is going through, but again, it is really important, especially when you're sending your kids to school. It's important to learn that diversity is a good thing. Just educate them. If you see a girl that is different, not to be mean would be really nice, because you don't know what that person is going through, and not just because they come from other places. But I think that being respectful and being nice and being kind to others should always be like a thing. It doesn't matter who you are, how you look. Like, I think learning these things from a younger age is really important, especially in the world that we're living right now. It's my book review. Totally, completely, 100% recommend for everyone that are interested in this. And even if you're not, this is a fantastic book. Like, honestly, more people should be reading this. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave me down below in the comments anything possible related to this book, as well as some other book recommendations with the same topics. So I would love to check those out and definitely keep the conversation going through these topics that are extremely important right now. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more bookish content and book reviews. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more. Jesus Christ!